Welcome back. I'm Maureen, and I'm really grateful that you're joining me again. And today, what we're going to talk about is basically like realistic goal setting for your fitness goals, nutrition goals, healthy goals, basically. And I know how it is when we first say, yeah, you know what, I want to do this. We start out and we go guns blazing. I want to work out 8 days a week. I'm only going to eat, chicken and spinach. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear those things is that this is unrealistic. You've been eating fast food 5 days a week, and now you're going to go jump in to something that you have not been doing at all. So keep this in mind as you're following along and you're tailoring your goals to what I'm speaking about. Think, start small and be realistic. So when we're first, number one, we're going to make that plan. What is that? What's entailed in that plan? Strength training, cardio, nutrition, the expectations that you have for yourself. How many days a week are you going to do things? What does it all look like? So let's go back to the start small and be realistic. What are you doing now? If you say you're doing nothing and then you want to go and you want to do strength training 5 days a week, why don't you meet that in the middle and say, okay, three days a week I'll do. So when you think about that, you need to say, I can do 3 days a week, no problem. I can do that. I can fit it into my schedule. I know that I can't fail here. Those are the days you want to set. That's the amount of days. Not pie in the sky what you want to do. You want to set the goal of what is very realistic for me to achieve. That would be like an achievable goal. That 5 days a week, that's like your stretch goal. That's something that you're not really sure whether or not you're going to be able to do that. And you don't want to lose steam. So don't set those goals so far out of reach that after the first week, you already screwed up and now you feel like a failure. So you want to set it out and block out that time in your schedule on when and where you're going to do all these things. Be as specific as possible. I'm going to do it at 6 o'clock. I'm going to do it for an hour. I'm going to be at LA Fitness. Make it super specific because it's a meeting that you're setting with yourself, or it's a goal that you're setting with yourself and you're being super, super specific. I'm going to eat my meals. I'm going to try and time them out like this. And I'm going to make sure I sit at the kitchen table. So when you set like the time and where and what day, that's being really, really specific. Number two, I already kind of touched on this. Start small. It's not where you want to be. It's where you know you are now, and then how can you creep your way up to where you want to be? I know that that's really hard because we fight so hard to get back to where we were, and maybe we've taken like a 2-year hiatus and we were a figure competitor and we haven't done anything for 2 years. Well, let's start small and start thinking about building it brick by brick and building a really good foundation, and then you can really try and get back to where you were. Here's another thing. Make it fun. If you're still trying to exercise in your old Reeboks from 1986, go buy a new pair of shoes. Go buy a new outfit. Go buy, a fitness tracker. Go buy some techie gear. Get a subscription to Spotify. Make it as fun as possible. And along those same lines of making it fun is finding a friend. Exercising with a friend, number one, it holds that accountability piece that we all look for. But number two, if you got a good friend, it's usually pretty fun. You can get in a really challenging workout, but you have fun doing it. But always look for a friend who's going to be as committed as you are. And I've always found to make this rule. If you're meeting each other at the gym in the morning, you set a rule that if you don't plan on showing up, you do not tell that other person. If you're going to be the person who drops the ball, you're going to drop the ball, but your friend is still going to be there. I think that's really important. And a lot of people might disagree with me and say, well, where's the accountability there? But there's some guilt kind of associated with, I'm in this with my buddy and here I am not showing up. But you want to get your buddy at the gym too. So if you can't make it because you're being lazy, I don't think you should tell the other person. I think you should, let them get up and let them go. Again, to each his own, but that's always worked for me. Set rewards for yourself along the way. I think too often we set the reward of like that big end goal. I want to lose 10 pounds. And we don't reward ourselves until we actually get to the end. Well, you need to throw yourself a bone as you're going along. So if you tell yourself you're going to run 3 days this week and you get it in, maybe you book a massage for yourself or a red sauna or a float or, something that feels good, that rewards you for the work that you've done, but is also going to benefit you. I really caution you on trying to reward yourself with food, because that can lead to a slippery slope and it might lead you back down a path that you really don't want to be at anymore. And rest. The last thing is rest and be thankful. Rest and be thankful for all the hard work that you put in this week, because changing your habits like that, it's really difficult. And I think you need to have a day where you don't do anything. You might stretch, but maybe you're looking at your week and saying, wow, I did really well. I hit a couple PRs. I went faster than I did before, or this wasn't as tough as it was when I first started. And just know that the setting of the goals and the achieving things and holding yourself accountable, it doesn't end. It just changes. There is really no beginning and end to fitness and what you're trying to achieve. It's ongoing. It really truly is. And what you're going to find is you're probably going to find sticking points as you go, and you're going to have to repeat this whole process of setting those goals, making them achievable, and then building on it. Don't be disappointed if you take a couple steps back and then you take 3 steps forward. It's a process, and it's a process that you're going to try and fine tune for the rest of your life. Just to review, so we got number 1, make a plan. Number 2, start small. Number 3, make it fun. Number 4, find a friend. Number 5, reap the rewards. Number 6, rest and be thankful. I hope this helps you maybe break down how to set some goals. If you're not sure, this is kind of like my caveat with this. If you're not sure whether something is achievable, ask one of your trainers. Ask a trainer, ask a fitness friend, ask somebody who knows, because if you're setting a goal, I want to lose 10 pounds in 1 month, that's not really realistic. So you got to make sure that the goals that you're setting, they're not only like achievable, like in your eyes of like what you can do, but they're also realistic as to what the fitness field deems as being healthy and appropriate. I hope that makes sense. Because I think sometimes we have these goals in mind, but we don't know actually, like, is that a realistic goal? Can I do that in that amount of time? So it's always good to sit down with your trainer and try and figure out what's realistic and maybe what isn't realistic at this time. All right, I hope that helps you to at least find a little bit of a direction as to where are you going and how hard you have to work to get there. It's tough, and that's why you got trainers like me who can help you along the way. In the meantime, keep working hard and have a strong day. Thanks.